All right. What's up? What's up? What's up? Back at it like a crack addict. And yeah, I guess I gotta maybe I should angle this camera a particular way because um I'm not the best at what's popping with this whole the way these cameras well I'm positioned a certain way, I'm sitting a certain way, so I look all squished up, I look crazy on camera. Let's just keep it a buck. Everybody's in the building. What's up? Auntie Lee, I see. Myrna, Mary A, Brett. What's up, y'all? What's going on? What's up? Happy Memorial Day. And what's up, Chaos? It's not a whole lot going on. I said, let me see what's popping and let me speak on a few things. What I was talking about yesterday, I think I'll follow up because I was getting into some real serious business. What I was talking about yesterday. It looks like they have stopped the chemical leak in Garden Grove, and there's a class action lawsuit. So I'm going to speak more on that. I guess I'll do that tomorrow. I'm gonna let
Can you hear me?
them out. I hear you now. What's up?
It's crazy. I hear an echo.
Do everybody hear it? Do anybody else hear echo?
No, like it's really weird. I logged in and I hear you talking, but I hear the beginning of your video talking as you're talking at the same time. It's really weird. I'm gonna drop out and come right back.
Okay. I'm good, Chaos. I'm good, Britt. What's up? The one and only King. No echo. For sure. What up, Brandon? Um, okay, let's try it again. You hear me?
Yeah, can you hear me?
Yep.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. Um, there's really not a whole lot to talk about. There's a whole lot going on, but there's not a whole lot to talk about. And I said, well, I will speak on something. I saw something recently. It actually was from a while back about Chris Rock, but we'll talk about that later because I don't know. I I don't know. That's all I really got to say. I don't know.
Mm, I feel you. I was just thinking to myself, maybe I should quit
Quit what?
YouTube. Maybe I should quit all this online stuff. Just walk away. Go uh I don't know, maybe start a coconut tree farm,
Hmm.
grow coconuts, see how many things I can make to eat out of coconuts, make a coconut shell brawl,
Yeah,
coconut oil moisturizer,
you
coconut
could get
cream pie,
coconut cream pie. That sounds good. I haven't had
coconut rice.
coconut rice. That sounds good. That sounds damn
Mhm.
good.
I don't know.
Why coconuts?
Um, because they make excellent natural weapons, and if anyone should get on my nerves, I can just pick the coconut up and bash them upside the head with
Yep.
it, or I could
I ain't
throw it.
mad. I ain't
Like,
mad.
coconuts are like multi-purpose. They're really amazing when you think about it.
Coconuts,
Yeah,
that's
coconut curry.
coconut curry.
If I can find a way to wrangle myself a sheet, put a sheet together, throw some coconuts in there, get to swinging.
A lot of people, well, they took that sentiment, like you said, just quitting, but maybe they didn't quit YouTube, or maybe they quit the corporate job and they decided they saw opportunity of making money online and being the WF um, H work from home. And then we got a bunch of people who lived in the United States and ended up just saying, "All right, I'm going to move to Mexico." And that worked for a minute, but I'm hearing a lot of things have changed in regards to, you know, people actually doing that. Now, you got a good idea if you're just going to quit YouTube. I'm not mad. Take your money and run. But
What money?
well, no, I know there's no money in YouTube now, right?
I'm broke. I'm homeless. I got one bra. I'm hygiene challenged. I'm stupid. Yeah. There's nothing to take. Just run.
Right.
It is so funny. You know, when you look at I don't know, it's just weird. Like, when I think about how many less than ridiculous, weird people have attached themselves to my name and have attached themselves to me, and you look at them, they're just the most pathetic, most pitiful people in the world. Sometimes it makes me feel bad about myself. Like, how are people like this? Just how? Like, where did that come from? And there's such a low brow, just low. And then
Hmm.
I look and I'm like, you know what? All of these people are pathetic. Like, when you look at the certain, like, the low class sect, like, it's weird. Like, I'm still trying to figure out, like, how is it legal for mentally ill people to constantly get online and just do what they do? Like, how does that work?
There needs to be better
No, they got
things
all
set.
of these community guidelines, but they don't seem to have no guidelines for CCs. Like, I don't get it. Like adults who sit around and make like weird pictures of people. Like, if you're 30 some odd, 40 some odd years old, the last thing you should be doing, like, it's one thing comedy and art, but there's just certain things that are just like we make funny memes and stuff like that, and we got a sense of humor, but when it comes to the point where these people, it's like they've gone back to high school or junior high.
Yeah, I was about to say that ain't even high school. That's definitely junior high.
Like, it's the remedial, real remedial, real just, ugh, ugh.
It's sad. It's sad. Look, a lot of these people who are on YouTube, they've never got any real attention in real life. Just remember that.
Oh no, I know. Look at Chud. Look at Chud. Like, Chud is like a standard for losers.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of these people never had real attention in real life. So when they garner an audience, then they just they go crazy. And then it's another level of psychosis that they have to you know, go through. And then you got all these people who are their subs, or let's, in all honesty, sometimes they're flying monkeys, or they're these people that are egging them on, or encouraging them to do whatever. And it's a sad way to live. It's a sad existence. You
I
don't
just
have
think
real
that
life validation.
I just think that a lot of people, didn't understand my plight to begin with. Like, when I go back and I look at stuff, I see it now. I remember how angry I was. Like, I remember how frustrated I was. And honestly, like, when I think about that movie School Days and Lawrence Fishburne getting up and running out and ringing the bell and screaming, wake up, and everybody was looking at him, and he just sat there and screamed, wake up, until people got it. It's time to wake up. Like, that's how I feel about me online. Like, I feel like I was that person that ran out into the middle of the courtyard, jumped on the bell, and rang the bell and rang the bell and screamed, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. And it's funny because can you imagine if Lawrence Fishburne's character had done something like that in like the social media age? They would have made all kinds of memes, all kinds of songs. They would have done everything to devalue what he was saying. Then they would have
Yeah.
had 8 of his ex-girlfriends come up. He needs to wake up because this motherfucker needs to wake up. He
This
won't talk
nigga
about
be
wake up. This nigga
this
never
nigga
woke
fell
up.
asleep in my book.
This nigga never woke up. When I needed him to be awake, he wasn't awake. Like it would have been.
Yeah.
And then you think about all of that spectacle, and it kind of like it can take away the importance and the value of why he did what he did to begin with.
Yeah.
And like that's how I kind of look at like the troll farm, the troll activity. That was their whole purpose, to take away from the importance. Like even when I think about Trisha K and she would get online and she would try to pretend to be me and and trying to sing and then she went and like and no, but the thing that I think about is when she was doing all of that crazy stuff that she was doing against me, why didn't anybody look at her and say, bitch, you look fucking nuts. Grow up.
Because
Like,
she had a whole bunch of, like I said, flying monkeys, the people that you keep around you that are,
no, but even the whole
gonna
Christian Rock thing, like the Christian Rock thing, like last year for Halloween, when she sat there pretending to be her and strapped that baby to her chest and was taking an alcohol bottle and pouring it down the baby's throat, like, and
that was
people were
corny.
laughing and people thought, and I'm like, what kind of world are we living in that y'all are making fun of that? That y'all think that that's funny?
Corny. It was
Y'all
very
think
corny.
that's funny? No, like
Very corny.
you want to sit there, you want to make fun of Krishan, then make fun of Krishan, but the baby? And then you're sitting there pouring the alcohol in the baby's mouth, and people is like, "Oh my God, did you see what she was doing?" Like, and people were laughing, and I'm just like, "This is the world that we're living in," and it's wild because she does all of that kinds of crazy ass bullshit, and now people, "Oh my God, Tasha K, she might lose everything. Cardi B hates black women. She ought to leave Tasha K alone." Tasha K hates black women.
Huh. Hmm.
And I think the reason why they're all hurting is because if Cardi strips everything from her, they got to worry about that for themselves. Like I'm sitting here looking at all of these women who've been encouraging SDW, Adrian Deontay Lewis to attack Krishan Rock just the way Cardi B was attacked by Trashy K so that he can make a name for himself and so he can become famous and so he can do, which is what their whole purpose for latching on to me. This is what they do. They energy
Hmm.
drain people that actually have more value than them. I'm just probably one of the first people that they went after that was actually talented, that was actually viable. And the only reason they're really getting away with it is because let's be honest, the coup against me is government sanctioned.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's true because if there were any, well, I'll say it like this: if there were real protections, that's a whole nother conversation. I get, and we'll talk about the whole Mar-a-Lago thing, but that was a play too. Um, but these people who are online shouldn't be able to do what they've done to you. People can report on whatever. People can say whatever, to be honest. Like that's just the nature of the beast when it comes to, online. People say all kind of things online, but are they verified? Are they,
People have made up every
well,
kind of lie about me, and nobody has asked for substantiation. Nobody has asked for
well,
anybody to prove anything that they said. I have said real things that have come to be true, regardless of what you want to think, how you want to think. You can say whatever, but you want to know what? They don't want to give me credit for all of the real shit that I kicked. But they're quick to, oh, she's
yeah.
unsubstantiated. Really? Prove it. Prove it.
Well, if they're gonna call you unsubstantiated, yeah, they definitely have to plead their case, make their case. Because in all honesty, no one sued you, and even the person who
They
tried
threat.
to sue
There's been
you,
a lot of threats. You know
well,
what?
there's threats, but that's one thing.
Everyone wants to make a big deal about Brian McKnight. Tevin Campbell was the first one to
And
try that shit. And guess what? Guess what he ended up doing? He ended up letting it go and just coming out the fucking closet.
number one, Brian McKnight didn't have a case.
I know.
You could have easily debunked what he was on, and just your testimony or your declaration alone could have just been like, dude, you. And then he was already out of pocket for filing it because of the statute of limitations. Now, moving from that, there's really nobody else that really can say,
Nope.
no.
Nope.
And in fact, the person who put you in a lawsuit, um, just ended up, being suspended by the Florida Bar Association.
Yeah, but it
No,
wasn't
no
for
one's talking about that.
nobody's talking about that at all, but it wasn't even for me. It was for some stuff that happened that actually wasn't made that big a deal about. And I'm just trying to figure out how the hell does Ariel Mitchell Kidd run all over social media on Pierce Morgan, on News Nation, and ain't nobody talking about her? Why ain't nobody talking about Courtney Burgess? She said she saw the tapes. Where are Courtney Burgess's tapes? Because Courtney Burgess said he had tapes of the freak offs with celebrities and underage minors. And then where are they? And guess what? Nobody's paying attention to the fact that Belial said the exact same thing. Nobody, like, is nobody not seeing that Belial and Courtney Burgess are the same character?
Right, right, yeah.
Same place,
Certified cap.
same story. You want to know what I want to know? Now, Belial, he just suffered that upset in court. He has to pay almost $40,000 in court fees, even though the case isn't completely over. A piece of the case has been dismissed, whatever the
Yeah,
case may be. Didn't he say when he was sitting with Andy Signore that he had videotapes that he had already sent out
yeah.
to
He did.
content creators?
He did.
in case anything happened to him. And I believe one of the content creators that he said he sent the stuff out to was Trashy K. Where are they?
Yeah.
Because as desperate as she is for content right now, because I mean, let's just be honest, she's a Zamboni. She's a ballless bull. She ain't got no nothing no more. This whole Cardi B thing done messed her up. She really can't lie like that anymore. She can't do the kind of stuff that she was doing. She can't make up the kind of stuff that she was making up. Like it was so wild. Like there was somebody sitting over there doing Tasha K sympathy glazing, whatever the case may be, and talking about, oh my God, how can you be a fan of Wendy Williams and hate Tasha K? Well, it's real simple. Wendy never lied.
Wendy had integrity.
And I said in that comment, you comparing this bitch to Wendy Williams is totally disrespecting Wendy Williams' legacy. Like, don't do that. Don't call yourself a fan of Wendy and compare her to this fraud because Wendy wouldn't run with a story unless she could vet 95% of it. And you know what? Just like me, people filed lawsuits against Wendy, and guess what? They went nowhere. They went nowhere. Hold
Yeah.
on, Chaos said, I remember when you dropped the recording of him and when no one made content and spoke on that, I realized there is a much bigger picture to all of this. Exactly. Exactly.
Yeah. You can look at things that we cover or just things that should be more in the zeitgeist of the
No,
internet,
because see,
the
what
conversations.
should be happening is everybody, all of the fakes, all of the frauds, they should be being exposed right now. These content creators should be running down on their asses, but they not. But they
Yeah.
not. They not. Why not? That would make great content. Why not? Running down on Courtney Burgess. Why has nobody done a deep dive on Courtney Burgess? Why has nobody bothered to pull up his records? Why has nobody bothered to go and find anybody that knows him and interview anybody that knows him? Why has nobody bothered to do any of that stuff?
I know Pac's brother was talking about because I was ready to give him up. Now I ain't gonna say ready to give him up like that, but they couldn't get a lead on him. They couldn't get a fix on him. I know uh Mo Preem and them and stuff, and yeah, it's something
It
going
don't
on with
add
that
up.
situation.
It don't add up. There is
Mm-mm.
absolutely no way with the kind of resources that Quinn Emanuel has that they couldn't track down Courtney Burgess and Chris Todd. There's no way.
Right.
The only way you don't find them is if you don't want to find them.
Yeah, that's what it is.
How is Lamisha Fuller still operating YouTube channels? How?
She's still around, really?
Yeah. How is nobody going
Wow.
after her for all of the defamation and all the slander and all of the lies? How is nobody going after her for imitate? She literally imitated a real
A real
victim.
victim, a real one. Yeah.
And Anna Kane's case is just stalled out. It's wild.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Um, Real cases get affected by fake BS.
All the real cases got pushed to the back and all of the fake cases got pushed to the front, and then they tried to find a way to take all of those fake cases and attach it to real whistleblowers to kill their credibility so nobody would believe anything and they could just come back and rewrite the story. Anybody who like sitting there listening to them in that chat, like, and if O'Shea Duke Jackson makes another video trying to make Will Smith sound like, oh, there's nothing wrong with him. He's just gay and his wife doesn't care. So let's watch his movies again. Let's listen to his music again. And I'm sitting there just like, somebody please explain to me how y'all looking over him on multiple different occasions, kissing his young son in the mouth while his son was pushing him away, forcing him away, and looking uncomfortable as hell, and nobody said nothing. And then you look at his son, weird as shit, running around grinding on Justin Bieber's butt, like, and you, like, come on,
It's crazy.
it's beyond crazy. It's beyond crazy. So here they go and they get their patsy. They get that, and that's why I'm real curious because the truth is Jonathan Hay has been real quiet ever since CJ got removed from that lawsuit.
Yeah. Mm.
Real quiet. Real quiet. Why doesn't he want to say anything?
Good question. Mm.
Can't nobody put
Well,
that on me.
I mean, yeah, and
I just find it
real
funny that
big.
after I sat and I talked with Gene and I asked Gene why he didn't believe him and what was what, and we talked about CJ and saying that I said I wasn't. I'm not getting behind nothing. I ain't co-signing nothing. I ain't doing nothing that has anything to do with CJ. Nothing at all. Next thing you know, all of a sudden, CJ's dropped from the lawsuit.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, that's telling.
yeah. Then we got these Diddy cases because apparently there's a bunch of new Diddy cases. Keefe D's case, because we're gonna talk about Pac in a minute. Um, even when I was talking to the guy from Michigan, in his case, supposedly there's a case that's going to be brought up about that situation. There's it's very interesting. It's very interesting the how they're doing what they're doing. Let me keep it a buck. We were just talking about Will Smith, and then I'm gonna talk about Jada too, because I'm gonna bring Jada up later. Will Smith, the longest humiliation ritual I've ever seen, well, partially in Hollywood. Will Smith was on the incline and just do now it's like he's pretty much on the decline. He really could save his dignity, save his career if he did say, "All right, I'm gonna divorce Jada," but he's not gonna do that. They said bad marriage for life. They ride they ride together, they die together. I said,
Because the
okay,
truth
wow.
is, what does him single look like?
Yeah, it would look crazy.
Not
It it
only
it,
that,
it would look crazy.
not only that, the only other thing that they're going to put him with is a white woman because don't no black woman want him.
Yeah, of course. He
Don't
would
no
be
black
with
woman
like
want Will Smith.
I don't know who he would be with. But see, that's what I don't get, people not really being hip to the whole fact that most of these Hollywood couple things is all made up. Like
It's
it's
all
pretty much
staged.
it's all staged because if Will Smith was just free to be whoever he wanted to be, I don't know, gay or straight, I don't know. If he was just free to be who he wants to be, he probably wouldn't be tied to Jada. Jada embarrassed him. Let's just keep it a buck. Jada embarrassed the shit out of him, but
She's still
they have a
embarrassing
marriage.
him.
Well, yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Humiliation.
No, but
That's
that's
my
why
whole
they're
thing.
trying to get that girls trip thing off the ground so she can make some money and keep her busy because she's miserable that she
Yeah,
ain't really no star.
like I think about Jada Pinkett's career. I had to go back and I thought about how she started out. I remember that movie Woo. I remember Minister Society, of course. I mean, low key,
Forget the
Jada was everybody.
movies. She was TV. She was on a different world.
Yeah, no, I know. I'm going back there. I started making my way back because I was mentioning Minister Society, but she was on
Hmm.
Minister Society before a different world, right? Yeah.
No, I think it was around the same time.
Oh, it was around the same time. No, you're
Like
right.
I think
Right.
all of her movies started popping up because she was on a different world.
Right. No, you're right. But the main one I remember, she wasn't on Jason's lyric, was she? No, no, no. She
Yeah,
wasn't on
she was
Jason's lyric.
Jason's lyric. She was
Oh,
lyric.
she was. She was. She was lyric.
Yeah.
Damn. I'm just going back to 90s. You know how it is. If you
That
from
was
that era, most of us,
before that was before that was before Minister Society, I think.
it was. It was.
Yeah.
With Tretch, because Tretch was in that film.
Yeah, and
Um,
old boy
that
from
crazy
back
chick.
home, Alan Payne.
Alan Payne was in it, yeah, of course. The crazy chick. I ain't gonna let me not call her the crazy chick. What's her name? Nicole.
Nicole
Hollywood
Ari
did her. Not Nicole Ari Parker. It's the thick Nicole, right? Um,
oh, you're talking
Holly
about Nicole Carson.
Nicole
Something.
Carson. Yeah,
Yeah, well no, she had bipolar, they said.
that's why I said I don't want to call her crazy because that's
But I don't
being
think
like
she was bipolar. I don't think she
no.
was
I think
bipolar. No, I
you
heard a
think
story that
somebody.
she got micked.
That's what I was about to say,
I heard
and
she
I didn't
got
want to.
micked.
That's what I was. I heard that. That's what I was about to say. See, they will easily
I heard she got micked
play
by Alan
somebody.
Thicke, allegedly.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow. They will put that jacket on somebody, and truth be told, yeah, they got derugged up. Like y'all don't know, but this happens in these Hollywood circles or whatever. I think they target people. Like they'll target someone who could potentially be like a rising star, somebody who really has potential, someone that will not capitulate, someone that they don't have the on them, right? And
Yeah.
yeah, so them running with her, the story about her being bipolar, I always heard, I'm like, yeah, because I've heard many stories about people actually going out like that. And the
Lisa
reality
Nicole
is
Carson is her name.
Lisa Nicole. Yep, that was her name. Lisa
She
Nicole
was on
Carson. Yeah.
Ally McBeal.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
People barely talk about her anymore. It's
I
like she
know.
never existed.
It's like, and I'm just going back because of all the great black actors, actresses from the 90s. And
I
like, then we
always
can say
called
like
her the
where they at
Phyllis
right now.
Hyman of Hollywood.
You say what?
I used to call her the Phyllis Hyman of Hollywood
Why?
because she reminds me a lot of Phyllis Hyman. Really
Hmm.
talented, had all the great opportunities, all of the great people around her, and in the end, only difference is Phyllis took her life.
Yeah. Um, back to what we were talking about with Jada though, right? As far as
Yeah.
Jada and her value or who she really is in Hollywood. I was just going
She don't
back.
have none, honestly.
Well, no, no, I know. Listen to what I'm saying though. I was going back to just kind of like say, okay, she made it with black films because we could talk like the biggest one to date, or at least remember, I can remember, what was that, 96, 97, Set It Off. Now that was a
Mm-hmm.
big film. That was a very, very big film. The irony is her and Queen Latifah are in Girls Trip,
Yep.
and they were both in Set It Off, right?
Yep.
if you pay attention at the time, Queen Latifah was doing her thing with Living Single. She was wrapping up Living Single,
Mm-hmm.
and that was a big show for Queen Latifah. Everybody, I mean, people love Dana. People, I remember the last season of Living Single. I think I worked on the set. I think, yeah, I did. I did. I worked on the set. Um, and it was kind of like, I mean, it was a big thing for Queen Latifah. I'm just saying, like, when it comes to that
It was a big thing
class,
for 45 Kings management group.
oh, so they were the ones who lined that up.
Her and
So
Shakim.
I thought she was flavor unit and all that.
Well, 45 Kings flavor unit, all of that stuff, it was all connected. Like Shakim was
Okay,
involved in all of that, wasn't he? Yeah.
okay. Oh no, I don't know. I don't know too much about who, but like,
Those North Jersey dudes. Bryce Wilson was attached to all of them.
mm,
And R. Kelly. Like
interesting.
there's a lot of people that don't like to talk about what it really was, what it was really doing back then.
Okay, let's do this.
But
Let
anyway,
me let me finish what the point I was making about Jada, because I want to
yeah,
get
please
into
do.
I want to get into the topic, and of course we'll get into some other stuff. But um,
This is our
Jada
version of
Pinkett,
gossip.
pretty much, yeah. You let guys pee on you. Liggery, Vinny, you got one more. Because I don't know who you're talking about or what you're talking about. But we don't do the weirdo shit over here, bro. I don't know what's going on in the chat, but you got one more. That's what I got. That's all I got to say. So yo, the way Jada's career, let's just say Jada, I guess she had opportunity, and that's why I was mentioning Queen Latifah. That's why I even mentioned Lisa Nicole Carson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, Jada will be like right now. You could just say, okay, she's in the middle of that. Queen Latifah, I'm not mad at her. She's doing the Equalizer thing or whatever.
Is
She did
that
what Ice
still
T
on
did.
TV?
I don't know. Chat is the
Her shows
Equalizer
don't
still
never
running?
last. Her shows don't never last longer than 2, 3 years. She had a talk show too. They've given her everything.
Well, listen to where I'm going with it. I mean, I'm not.
Hmm.
Look, well, number one, Ice T. Shout out to Ice T, because Ice T be doing commercials. He been on SVU for like 1,000 years, and
That
he
was
stayed in
it.
that lane, and he and it is what it is. Queen Latifah, like you say, they do give her opportunities and stuff like that. Oh, it ended in 2025. Okay, yeah, it
I
did.
told
Right.
you.
Wow,
Nothing that she has ever lasts longer than 2, 3 years.
that's crazy. Um, but Queen Latifah still works though. She still does. I mean, whoever she's connected to, she still does what she do. Right now,
Her wife is in film and television, so
makes sense. Keep Jada's name out your fucking mouth. Jada.
you want to know what's funny? You said that with more bass in your voice than Will Smith did.
Damn.
And that's
Keep
funny because you
wife
typed it.
name out of your mouth. Um,
It
no,
didn't even
listen,
feel
Jada,
real when he said it. It sounded like he was mesmerized.
man, look, I'm gonna just I'm a we're gonna circle back to this conversation, because if I was Will Smith, this is what I would do, but we'll circle back to that. So
If
let me
you was
finish
Will
though.
Smith, you would have got a real
Let me
date.
finish. Let me finish. Jada set it off. No, not even 2 years later, like 3 years later, 4 years later, The Matrix. You figure with those two, I mean, Set It Off was for the hood, black people. I mean, they already, oh, Jada, I remember was when Rap wrote that one song he did with Billy Lawrence, and he said, "I want a chick like Jada, taste her off like a nolly." Was he talking about Jada Smith? I don't know. Jada Pinkett Smith. I don't know, but
I guess so.
Jada was like everybody. Like that was the whole yeah. Ooh, Jada, right? Jada, and everybody, they loved her. Set It Off, Black people, the film, they loved her for that role she played or whatever. I
Yeah.
mean, she had
She
some
always
other,
plays somebody struggling.
I'm in a bind, Nate. I'm in a bind. Nate be like, that's fucked up. But I'm in a bind, Nate. Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, Nutty Professor. Yeah, Nutty Professor too. Nutty. What I'm saying is, she got lobbed a lot of good opportunities. Like Jada should be somebody. Like I'm not gonna say Jada should be Angela Bassett,
Jada ain't
but
never gonna win. No, what awards has she ever won for her acting?
a hoodie award.
Once
Like I don't
again,
know. I
let's
don't
just
know.
be real. People like Jada because she was feisty and she was cute. People like Jada because she was the ghetto version. She was the ghetto Halle Berry. She was the Timu Halle Berry. Let's just be honest.
You're right. You're right. I mean, she had good films. I'm like, you sat there with Nutty
She
Professor
had
with Eddie
she
Griffin.
had
I mean Eddie
okay
Murphy.
she had okay films. She
I
got
think
placed in good films.
that okay. I think I'm just saying where she's at now
You
compared to
could
kind of like
I'm gonna put it to you this way. All of the movies that she's been in, could you put another actress in her place easily?
maybe. Let me see. You talking about just at the time, or you talking about just in general?
Menace to Society.
Yeah, Regina King couldn't have done it because Regina King, nah.
No, they wouldn't have done Regina King. It would have been Nia Long. Nia Long probably turned it down.
Nia Long could have did it, but yeah, it would have. That was too nah. Yeah, you're right. Okay, I got you. You got me there. Boom. Okay, set it off. Who could have done what she did and set it off? At the time. Damn, that's kind of hard though.
Actually, no.
She
Actually, no. If she had been interested, Lisa Bonet.
nah, Lisa too quiet. I don't see Lisa doing playing what was
Lisa
her name? What was her role
Stormy
in
or
Set It Off?
something like that.
Stormy.
Stormy.
I don't see Lisa doing that. I don't know. I don't
I
know.
think Lisa Bonet could have pulled it off. But you know what though? There are other actresses that we're not even thinking about. Lisa Ray could have done it.
No, Lisa, no, not Lisa Ray.
Yeah, Lisa
I don't
Ray could have
see
done it.
I don't see Lisa Ray getting on that roof.
Nate, I'm in
And
a bind. She could have pulled
no,
it.
Lisa Ray would have been like, not no, I'm not in a bind. Like Nate, I'm like Lisa would have, yeah, I don't know.
I'm playing with you.
I'm in a bind, Nate. That's funny. Thinking
You
about
don't
that
think
fight.
Robin Givens could have done it?
Nah, Robin Givens is too elegant to play that. I don't know. No, you're right. You're right. She was the right actress. The hood,
She
yeah,
was
the
the
hood
hood
version
Hal.
of Halle Berry.
She was the hood version of Halle Berry.
She was.
Period.
You're right. So going into Hollywood and trying to have longevity. I mean, she hit her. You basically saying she hit her wall. Even Girls Trip was like an alley oop, right? Like, because I can think of other actors. I didn't
In my
see Girls
opinion,
Trip,
Girls Trip was a favor.
right? Because that's Will Packard in them, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
That was Will Packard, yeah. So yeah, of course they going. You do favors and you get favorite in Loretta Devine. Loretta Devine.
Oh, actually, Layla Rashawn.
Lita Rashawn, you're right. Lita
Layla
Rashawn.
Rashawn.
Yep.
Yeah.
Layla Rashawn could have played it. You're right.
Layla Rashawn could have played Stormy. Who
Okay, you
else?
got to be ishing me.
Uh-oh.
Trying to connect. Give me 1 second. Yeah, I was just trying to connect this.
Anna.
Um, because I want to play a clip because we're talking about the great actress Jada Pinkett Smith.
I mean, in your opinion, like what's the most impactful role you've ever seen her play?
It's kind of hard to it's kind of hard to say. I'm trying to think. That's the thing. I really gotta even I gotta think. Like I really gotta think. That's the cold part about it. It's like this thing
Oh,
really stayed on the
what's
whole
her
damn
name?
time.
Why can't I remember her name? She played Morris Chestnut's wife on The Best Man. We used to go to the
Oh,
same.
Monica
Monica
Calhoun.
Calhoun. She could have played Stormy,
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
and
All
she
right. No,
probably
you're
would have
right.
gave a better performance. For
You're
real, for
right.
real. I think Monica's a much better actress than Jada.
You're right.
Like that's the thing. There's no movie that she did that she can't be replaced.
No. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Teresa Randall. Yup, that's another one.
Raw digger. Raw digger is hilarious. That's funny. No,
Teresa Randall could
Jada
have
got
played
that.
Stormy.
Jada got that whole thing, like you say, the low budget version of Halle Berry. She got that. You're right. That's the nail on the head. That is the nail on the head. So I say all that to say, okay, here it is. I was about to say, what the F? I say all that to say and this is I'm gonna dig deeper into this clip because we're gonna talk about this. And I want you to get your opinion. Chris Rock,
Mm-hmm.
and I don't know why Chris Rock even has a career. That's why I kind of even want to talk about Jada's career. Chris Rock literally fixed his mouth to say that he and Tupac dated the same girls. I'm gonna drop an exclusive on some information I know about Pac,
Mm-hmm.
and but I'm not gonna give too much because I don't want people to get, you know, yeah. But anyway, back to Chris Rock. Chris Rock really fixed his mouth to say that he and Pac dated the same women. And I said,
That's
that's funny.
interesting.
Very interesting. Now, look, Chris Rock, number one, is, you know, Tony Rock is cool. No, but Chris Rock's a goofy. I remember watching that movie Head of State, and I think I was watching some like behind the scenes, and Chris Rock was doing some jokes. They cut out B-roll, and he was talking about a joke. He was talking about somebody. He said he said something about doves, not dubs when we're talking about wills, right? You know how,
Mm-hmm.
20s is dubs, right?
Yeah.
He literally said the joke and he said doves. Like, I was like, okay. And then when the show, Everybody Hate Chris came out, that really made me, oh, okay, I see what this is. Chris Rock is a goofy. He's always been a goofy. Easy E wanted to kick his ass for CB4.
Mm.
He ran from Easy E. Chris Rock ran a dub of Chris Rock ran from Easy E. People don't know that. And Easy was not playing with Chris Rock. Chris
You
Rock
want
was
to know
like,
what's funny though? Chris Rock stole that whole thing from Rusty Cundy, Fear of a Black Cat.
I know, I know. But Fear of a Black Hat wasn't clowning Eazy-E per se. He literally took Eazy-E's persona, the whole get down, and made MC Gusto, because that was Eazy-E. That was pretty much Eazy-E.
That was the
Like
only thing that he did that he didn't take from Rusty Cundiff for Fear of a Black Cat.
he
That was
took
the
the
only thing that
motif,
personalized it.
he clowned the whole entire West Coast, straight out of Low Cash, that's
Yeah.
straight out of Compton. And he could have made it like, all right, I'm gonna make it clowning Compton. That's why number one, it's gonna be forever middle finger to Chris Rock, because you clowning Compton, your weird ass up out of here. But he could have said, all right, I'm not gonna base it around NWA. I'm gonna base it around Beastie Boys, or it could have been anybody. I mean, it was funny because I remember the parodies, the bag heads, right? He had the bag, like, they just gimmicks. Like he was talking about how rappers come out with these gimmicks. And, they had the fat boys and, he was clowning all that shit, right? Said did NWA sacrifice Easy because I believe he did not die the way they said he did. Sean Burgess, I can talk about that. I can talk about that after this. I think, in fact, this will be good. This will be a good transition from when I'm gonna talk about who Pac was dating. Anyway, I'm glad you said that, because this will be a good transition, because I am going to talk about some unknown facts that people don't know about Tupac and his dating situation. But peep game, peep the game, peep the game. Yeah, Chris Rock said this. Are you serious? Oh, this was happening when I was trying to play something to Greg DJ. Anyway, you know what I'm talking about. Because I was playing some stuff for a well-known DJ on the phone, and my thing was tripping. But no, I got it right here. Chris Rock said this. This is on David Spades, not, the other David. This was on David Spades,
Caucasian
the
comedy
Caucasian, the Spades.
comedy actor,
Yeah.
comedic actor, I
This
guess.
this was on his podcast. I believe it's called Fly on the Wall.
What could you and Tupac not get along about? That sounds so funny.
Two
It was weird.
pack.
I had the same problem. It was just I rubbed him wrong.
I mean, it's always the same and the same girls, right? That's
Yeah.
the first thing, right?
Oh,
It's always like, I saw her,
Yeah.
whatever, right? He always won that battle. But no, I remember one year at the MTV Awards, I presented some award.
uh-oh.
And Suge Knight was in the audience, and I did like some joke about Suge or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And then there was an after party at Bryant Park. And, and I just had that special Bring the Pain. And Kanye and
Big one.
Kanye. And Tupac was like, what's up with all that black people shit? Like, and he kind of stepped to me, but I didn't, because Tupac was not that big. He photographs big, but he's not that big. I was like, I was pretty skinny. I'm still pretty skinny. So a skinny guy can't wait to fight a skinny guy. You know what I mean? Like, really? But nothing happened. Nothing happened. But we definitely had a little, like,
Yeah.
there was definitely some mean mugging going on.
He's lying. I can tell by the way he's talking, he's lying.
Cap. Y'all heard that, right?
I don't like
Cap.
it when he exaggerates.
Cap. What's up with that? Like, that don't even sound like
You get to rewrite the narrative when the person you're talking about is deceased.
right. So my thing was he talking about Jada? But
No, he wasn't
because
talking about Jada.
no. I know he wasn't talking about Jada, because I have to think about it. I said when Pac died, I think Will Smith ended up getting with Jada.
He was
I
still
think
trying. Will Smith was already with Jada when Pac died. They was already kicking it. She was trying to make her way into Hollywood. She saw he was on the way up. He was looking for somebody. I know about Mbushi, right? Yeah, I do. I don't think she's related to me. Not quite sure if that's what you're asking for, but yeah, I remember Mbushi, right? She was on Blade. Are you frozen? Hello? You were frozen. Or was it
I got
me?
I got all the way kicked off. What the hell? Go
And
ahead.
now
And
your
see this
volume
this
is
is what
hella
I don't
low. I
like.
can
And now I
barely
can't
hear
even
you.
hear you unless I this is whack. Go ahead.
You want me to drop down and come
No, it's
back?
not you. It's whatever's going on with this bullish system. Anyway,
They hating.
okay.
They're hating.
Okay, I know what I gotta do. Hold on. This is ridiculous. I'll be forgetting. Because
They
you're
be
you
doing the
you're talking about
most.
that chick in you say in Bushe, right? Or something. Didn't she was
Yeah,
dating
she was in
Nas?
Blade with Wesley Snipes.
You say what? What'd you say?
She was in Blade with Wesley Snipes, remember?
Right. Okay. Anyway, yeah, back to this capping ass fool, right? This fool's capping his black ass off. Um, who did Pac date that that Chris Rock dated? Now,
Nobody.
I, I have no idea. Like Pac was known for dating
I
who
mean, the
did
only
Pac
person that he might be able like who's he talking about? Kidada?
that's
Kidada
what I
never
was
messed
about
with
to
him.
that's what I was about to say. Yeah, he dated
Did he
he
date
definitely
Madonna?
dated well, supposedly, but that wasn't like a real thing. Um
No, I'm talking about Chris Rock.
I don't consider the whole thing with Pac and Madonna a real thing, but
No, it wasn't I
they
know it wasn't a real thing. It was the same thing. They put her on him just like they put her on Michael
they put
Jackson.
right, right. Okay, so Pac was dating Kidada. Everybody know that. Was he really dating Faith Evans? That's what they're saying.
I don't know if I would call what they was doing dating.
Okay.
I mean,
Some
unless you're
guy
talking about it in the sense of the way you talk about dates, what a date is.
dating like a okay, all right. All right. Well, let me skate past that. I didn't mean to, Um, a woman named Keisha Morris, supposedly Madonna. I know they were writing each other when he was in jail, etc. Whitney Houston. Pac was dating Whitney Houston.
I don't think what they did was called dating either.
Okay, there you go. So in the same, okay, all right.
He might have worked over.
He might have tossed her up. Okay. Rosie Perez. I didn't know Pac
Yeah,
was
I
dating Rosie
mean,
Perez.
I think that was supposed to. I don't even think that they was real. I think he just took her to parties, like got her opportunities, but I don't think it was anything real. Like Rosie herself said it because Madonna was the one that came up to her like, "Oh, you kicking it with Tupac? Well, can you hook me up?" And she was like,
Oh
"Yeah, I'll
wow.
hook you up."
Wow.
Yeah,
Then they
like
got
she's the one that made the introduction between Madonna. Yeah, it's
okay. Then they got Left Eye. As they said that they were dating in 92. And then we
I
got Jada.
mean, don't forget about Yo Yo. You know, Yo Yo's doing a whole. She did a whole interview over there with Art of Dialogue. It ain't getting no numbers though. That's weird.
Hmm.
Like, how you got a video with Yo-Yo talking about her and Tupac messing around and it ain't
Yeah,
got no numbers?
that's crazy. So Yo-Yo dated him too. I didn't know
Like, I'm
that.
just trying to understand how Dr. Umar getting all these numbers and Yo-Yo not getting those numbers. You was getting traction with
With
Craig
Umar
Mack's
Johnson,
widow.
that kind of died out quick.
Thank
Okay,
God. It needed
and
to.
then they said Jada Pinkett Smith, of course. Um, well, see, this is I said Tupac and Jada deviated from typical romance flair, revolving around a profound platonic love and admiration instead. They met while attending Baltimore School for the Arts in the 80s, quickly established a bond that will last until his death in 96. While they never officially dated, Pinkett refers to Pac as one of her best friends, highlighting their unique, unconditional love for each other. Okay, however you want to say that. Sally Richardson from Low Down Dirty
Sally
Shame.
Richardson dated everybody. No disrespect. Sally Richardson was called the hoe of Black Hollywood up until she married DeAndre.
Huh.
And everybody was like, she would have to get with the soft nigga. They was like the soft nigga with her because everybody talked about how they ran through her.
Wow.
You didn't know that?
No.
I mean, that was a long time ago, but it was so funny. I'll never forget. I heard Jennifer Lewis said, If Sally Richardson can get married, all you hoes got a shot."
Damn. Did my chat just die? What's going on? Hold on. Okay. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's funny. Wow.
I mean, they got married, they had kids, she started directing. You know, DeAndre, he was from the Cosby Show. He
Okay.
played Vanessa's boyfriend. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
okay. Yeah.
Like
Yeah. I remember him.
it it worked for her. And he's a little younger than her too. I also heard stories, so I don't know.
Hmm. Well, maybe we can get into some stories that were heard, but let me tie in this because I'm
No, I
gonna
mean
get
it was
into something I
totally
heard.
it was all rumor based, but there was talks that, he might not have been, all the way. eh, some lavender going on.
Oh, okay. So they said Pac also dated Sharice Neal. I don't know who this white woman is, but she was the ex-wife of Vince Neil, the lead singer of Motley Crue. I I I I did not know that. Then we have someone named Jara Everett. She was an author. She is an author. Um, Started in '95 and was
He got
married.
around.
Marred. Of course, he
He
got
got a
around.
lot done. To be 25, he got a lot done.
He got more bodies than
Look,
shoot.
all of them
Then
bitches, there's
yeah.
clearly overlap. It sounds like nobody really got his heart.
Well, well. That being said, I heard because we're gonna tie in this Easy E thing. I heard that Pac and well, we're gonna say the word dated. We'll say it like how when I say dated. Dated is a euphemism, right? Euphemism, right? For let's say coitus, that's the nerds would say. But I heard Pac. They actually put this girl on Pac, a corn star, a very known corn star. I'm not gonna say who. And this very known corn star was alleged to have the house in Virginia. And
Mm.
they put that person on Pac. maybe like in 95. When did How Do You Want It came out? When did How Do You Want It? Yeah, 95, 96.
Yeah.
No, 95. So they put that person on him, and yeah, like, well, we don't know, but she's a well-known, and she allegedly had the house in Virginia, has the house. She's alive to this day. I'm not gonna say who it is, and I'm not even gonna say the initials or none of that, right? But yeah, so I'm gonna take it back to the Easy question that was asked before. No, Easy E, in my opinion, and from the OGs that I, talked to, I don't think he had what he had. I think, who was it?
You mean
I was
had what
listening.
they said he had?
What they said he had. They said he had full blown AIDS, and he was talking. I was listening to Lonzo. I think Lonzo was talking to Atron Gregory. I think Atron and Easy E were cool. I think this is who he was talking to. Lonzo was cool with like Jerry Heller, everybody. So Lonzo was, he was giving me the game just about everybody. So shout out to Lonzo. And we were talking, and he was talking about, oh no, I was listening to an interview that he was doing with Atrian, I believe. And Atrian was like, yeah, Atrian Gregory's Tupac's old manager, for those who don't know. He was the manager up until Pac got to death row. From beginning all the way up to when he got to death row. Then he was no longer management. But shout out to Atrian Gregory. Uh, I got, they were interviewing, they were talking, and he was saying that I think he was talking to Easy maybe 3 weeks before he went in the hospital and before he passed away. And he said, dude was healthy, dude looked healthy, dude didn't look all, like if someone has, even if they have H to the Izzo, right? They like, look at the eyes, look at there's telltale signs. Let's just go into that real quick first off. The telltale signs uh of AIDS or HIV, house in Virginia, right? Um, Swollen nymphs, rashes, body rashes, fatigue, night sweats. I heard about that. They gave us this education in seventh grade. I remember learning about the house in Virginia when I was in school in the seventh grade, and then um, uh, 4 years later, Easy E, succumbs of it. But just
They said he came. That's what happened to him. You know, I'm so struggling so hard to hear you.
you still hard. It's still hard to hear me.
Yeah,
That's weird. Hold on.
I got the volume all the way up. Hello?
Yeah, they see they did that with me. Whenever whatever was going on, it glitched out. I had to come back, and then boom. So I have my
Maybe I
earbuds, and
should
that's how
drop
I was
down and
able
come
to.
back.
You could do that. Let's see if that works.
Okay.
But listening to the interview from Atrin Gregory, and geez, listening to um listening to the interview from what Atrin said, he said, dude didn't appear sick. Easy didn't look sick or nothing. It just, he was normal. He was fine. And then one day, all of a sudden, Easy E is in the studio, and Easy E has these coughing
See,
fits.
there you go.
Okay, yeah, you just had to. But Easy E had these coughing fits. Yeah, like, well, what you said, Brandon, about the House of Virginia coming before the full blown stuff. So
Yeah.
Easy was in the studio, and then he was just having coughing fits, and they said he passed out, and then um, next thing you know, they were like he was in the hospital. Now I remember, for those who grew up around me, I was at Westchester at the time. I went to Westchester High at the time. Shout out to the homegirl Shanika. Uh, her mom worked at the hospital at Cedar Sinai. And she told us And I like, we already know that wasn't all ethical, but she told us at school, like, yeah, my mom is up there at the hospital working with Easy E, and they saying that he got it. And we like, wait, what? So we heard all this before it even came out. Like the homegirl's mom worked at the dang on hospital, and she told us at school, like, yo, we're hearing that Easy woo woo. And then it was like, that was hard to believe. Like, wait, he got what? Because mind you, I still remember this was eighth grade. Eighth grade was when Magic Johnson came out and told the world that he had the house in Virginia, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I say eighth grade, I'm saying like what, 93, 92, 92, 93, something like that. It was when Magic, did what he did. And then, you know, I'm ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, 11th grade, 3 years later, Easy. It just didn't seem right, number one, because Magic said he had it, and it was like everybody was shocked. And that's a whole nother conversation because I want to talk. In fact, I'll talk
And then
about
he
it.
was cured.
But wait, hold up. No, you can't say that. How was he cured? How?
That's
When?
what he said. He said he was cured.
I I I never heard that, and I don't think you are totally cured from a virus. But that's a whole nother conversation. I don't want to get
Dr.
into the
Sebi
savy
said he
stuff.
can cure people.
I don't want to get into the savy stuff. No, I'm just saying we'll talk about that. But anyway, now see we be deviating because I will talk about the magic stuff.
I didn't
But
deviate.
Easy did not um pass from that. I don't think. I think they just got rid of them. And it was easy to do that type of work back then. It's still easy to do it now. I think they just got rid of him. That's pretty much what I think because he was too powerful. He was too much of a force in hip hop. He was Master P before Master P. He had money and he had influence. And dude was about to get it.
There
You
was
could
no way
imagine
Dr. Dre was going to be able to become Dr. Dre with Easy E
with Easy
alive.
still. Exactly. Hmm. Yep.
And
So
Dre,
yeah, of
Dre is down with the game.
course. No pun intended. Um, but yeah, the whole Magic Johnson thing, let me tell y'all something. So when I was little, we used to take the bus, the school bus, and then sometimes we would take the regular bus down Manchester. We would drive past the Forum where the Lakers played to get to school. And then you drive on in past like damn near LAX, and then boom, my school was right middle school or right junior high, right? Orville Wright. Shout out to Orville Wright. That's one of my favorite schools. That's one of my favorite prison experiences because, LA Unified to me is like prison, was like prison. I did 3 years at Orville Wright. Anyway, we used to drive down Manchester, and the Forum was right there, and right next to the Forum, just east of the Forum, were these condominiums. It's like a townhomes, all that. It was you had the Briarwood, and I forget the name of the other one, but that's where a lot of the Laker freak offs were going on back then. We didn't know that when we were little, but they used to have just Laker freak offs at that dang on spot right there on Manchester between prayer. If you go there, right, if you drive down Manchester right now, if you've ever been to LA and you go to SoFi Stadium, it's right across the street from SoFi Stadium, the Laker freak offs apartments. Let me just call it that. And I heard some stories. They were one of my homeboy's sister. Uh, and as we get oh, and look, she wasn't. I think she was like, I let me keep it a buck. She was probably a year older than me.
Hmm.
And how many of y'all remember Anthony Peeler? I think she ended up getting pregnant by him. I'm not saying she was at the Laker freak off stuff because the Laker freak off stuff was early 90s from what I saw, but it probably was going on way before that, of course, late 80s, early 90s when Magic Johnson, Magic Johnson, when Magic Johnson brought his Magic Johnson to the freak offs, right? To the Laker freak offs. Um, and yeah, there was all kind of stuff going on there. So when it turned out that Magic got it, oh my God, I think, of course, the public went crazy, but people just in LA, it was like,
I'm sure
who
people
did
were
he get it from?
nervous.
Oh man, it was man, yeah, yeah. You say Archangel Mike said Easy's like Nipsey, had actual street cred, Ice T as well. Yep. Well, that the most of the cats in the rap game are nerds. Not Schoolboy Q though. I know Schoolboy Q and his people. Shout out to Schoolboy Q, even though his name is Schoolboy Q. That ninja's not a nerd. That's a real one. Shout out to him. But most of these dudes that come in here are fugazi. But yeah, the Magic Johnson situation was crazy back day. Like it was like, look, it look so like so them putting that person on Pac, it ties into what I was talking about with Easy. I don't think Easy had it, but there was so much. Uh, See, I'm trying to be nice to the so because I know YouTube is taking all these words down and they're doing. But the lady parts, let me just say it like that. It was just so much of that, and Easy done hit so much. I think Quick was telling me a story of like when they got the word that Easy got it, and they were just like panicking too, like right. And everybody did the test or whatever. He was
Which is
telling me they used
wild.
to.
Why would you need to be panicking unless y'all was passing off the same stuff and running trains with each other
That's
and doing all
that's
kinds of wild stuff? Like, see, that's the thing that
that
I
part.
never understood about dudes. Like, I never understood dudes in the train thing. I never understood their train thing.
I got a buddy. I ain't even call him a buddy. I'll just say an associate or somebody I know
I guess
where
it's a
he was, and
guy
this was
thing.
younger. No, no, no. It's a weirdo thing. He was younger and he was like always asking chicks, would you do the train thing? And I'm like, why would you? But I guess it's like maybe he's trying to find his wife, and if she's down for all that, then he's like, okay, well, you definitely don't qualify because if you're willing to do that and you've done that, then don't be trying to be my wife. I don't know, but maybe that
That's
like
kind of
I don't get it.
extreme.
I don't get it. I don't understand it. But back to what Quick was saying. No, Quick was saying they used to go over to Europe, and you know how you do dialysis. They could basically oxygenate your whole blood and stuff like that. That's why, like Quick was saying, it was a lot of money. They was doing that. A lot of entertainers were doing that or whatever. But he was saying that in regards to just like even the whole thing with Easy and stuff like that, and people were panicking. But I honestly believe no, I don't think he had the shit. They just gave it to him. That's just what I think.
Honestly, they could have gave him a number of things that would have masked some of the same symptoms that happen when you have full blown. They like it's you know they still ain't they're not being honest about how Pimp C passed away.
Nope. There's
So
no
it's like heads
that's
swole
that's
up
the
to the
thing.
size of a watermelon.
People they can see it's really between the coroner. It's almost like you don't have to indulge private information to the internet unless you choose to do it. That's the same thing the way the death work, unless, then when it becomes public, I guess on the death certificate, right? You could you can kind of see things, but
You know how many
all in
coroners will
autopsy.
take whatever payoff to write whatever somebody want to have written down on it. Like that's what I don't understand. I don't understand why people think, as people running around talking about, oh, we haven't seen what is the coroner's report? What did the autopsy say for Ashley Janae? Why are they hiding it? Like, let's just be
Yeah.
honest. They ain't even got to be honest about that.
No, they don't.
They ain't even got to be honest about it. They can write whatever they
They
want to
don't.
write.
And a lot of times that's what they do. They're not look, this whole thing, man, when you get down to police reports and all that these people are not truthful. They're not going to tell you the real. Even coroners and all that. I don't think they're telling you the real. They're not going to tell you the real deal in regards to like what's really going on. Yeah, that's just what I think. Um, but yeah, just whole lot. Like someone asked about the Easy E thing. I said, let me transition into that. That's basically what it is. But anyway, Chris Rock Cap, call him Chris Crack, Chris Cap. Like, dude, you and Pac didn't date the same women. Stop
I
it.
think now that he's getting to a certain age, I mean, I think all of them are looking like, the truth is, when you think about Chris Rock and his career, and you look at Kevin Hart and his career, I wonder if Chris Rock is looking and saying to himself, I paved the way for this bum. I mean, like, Chris Rock was not everybody's favorite comedian for quite some time. Um, I thought he was cool. Like, he was like kind of just like the guy who he just yelled and hollered and screamed and complained a lot. Like, he was the annoying black guy. And his jokes were cool. They were all right. But once they gave him once they gave him a pass, and it's just, you look at Kevin Hart is even worse. It's like,
There's a comedian. There's a thing that see the thing is it's funny. Like I'm trying to. That's why I got to start archiving shit. There was an up and coming comedian that threw Chris Rock under the bus for I'm trying to find his name. I think he was a brother. Uh, Chris Rock supposedly was supposed to help him with his career and ended up trying to like gatekeep his shit. God, who
oh,
is
I'm
this
not
guy?
surprised
Man,
about that.
dang.
He did it with his own brother.
Right. Okay. Who? Anybody in the chat know who I'm talking about? Um, Chris Rock was recently outed for trying to gatekeep. Uh, God, who is the guy?
I just find it funny that he needed to go over there to the white guys podcast and inflate, his past. We
Somebody said,
dated the same
What
women.
happened, Jag? I thought Chris was your friend."
Well, see, this is the thing. I never said that Chris Rock was my friend. I said I know his brother Tony, and his brother Tony was cool. But I just don't understand. I think people think because I spoke up about the whole Will Smith slapping him thing, because of what
Okay.
I had to say about Will Smith, that's the way that people run with it. Oh, well, she must have been friends with him, or she must have, you know, if she's speaking up for him. And no, that has nothing to do with it. It was wrong. It was wrong. Like, of all the people you're gonna smack, you're gonna smack the smallest guy in the room who's not gonna hit you back. Like, and then play tough. Yeah, no.
Mm.
That has nothing to do with friendship. That's just right is right and wrong is wrong. And once again, I don't have anything against Chris Rock, but the truth is, it is what it is. Like, I'm looking at this whole Kevin
Oh,
Hart
you were on
roast.
Chris Rock show?
Yeah, I was on the Chris Rock show. Like, I know
I didn't know that.
Chris. Yeah.
Okay.
But I'm looking back and I'm seeing things for what they are. You didn't know I was on the Chris Rock show?
Mm-mm. I done
Yeah.
forgot Chris Rock had a show.
Exactly. No, but that's my thing. Like, and that's why I find it funny when all of these weirdos like to sit around and like I already know they all want me to miss it. They all want me to want it. They all want me to. I should have known then when we were doing the Chris Rock show. I should have known then. I should have saw it then. I should have saw what it was. I wasn't paying attention. I was so busy trying to make my way.
Yeah. Yeah.
But that Kevin Hart roast was an abomination.
Mm.
The more I look at it, the worse it looks. And when I say look at it, I don't mean go back and look at it because I have only watched it once. I will not watch it again. I'm talking about just going over the details of it, thinking back to the shock comedy and horror and the shock and all of it and
Yeah.
the racism and stuff like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
Mm. It's so funny. Lisa
what's that?
Ray and Carlos King were talking about it because apparently that's what she's doing now. She's podcasting with Carlos King.
Mm.
And so they're sitting there and he's asking her, and she's like, "Oh, yeah, well, such and such, it was bad. And he hasn't apologized, but he doesn't need to because the truth is he don't care and it's not going to affect him anyway. It's not like, if he don't apologize, he's not going to be able to make any money. So why should he apologize?" And I'm sitting there listening to her, and I'm like, that's it right there.
Mm-hmm.
She just said it all. They're not paying him to care. And his money's not being affected by not caring.
Right.
So that's all that matters.
Right.
The money. And just doing the Epstein research and all of that stuff and looking at how he used the first lady of the Virgin Islands to help him transport all of those people around and all of the laws that they changed to fit his predatory behavior. Can you imagine being able to want to break a law? So all you have to do is call the politicians that you bought and get them to change the law so that you can do what you want to do and not have to
Mm-hmm.
worry about it. Like that's the crazy thing about the whole Jeffrey Epstein thing that I don't even think people realize. The reason why he didn't go to jail sooner, the reason why he didn't get popped sooner than he did was because where he was doing most of his stuff, He was paying to change the laws so that he could do it. I'll never forget one of the times I heard the Barb say that if Nicki Minaj ever got arrested for grape, that they would fight to change the laws so grape wouldn't be against the law.
That's sad.
No,
That's
that's wild. That's wild. Because
freaking
that's
sad.
exactly what Jeffrey Epstein was doing.
Yeah.
So who said that? Where did they get that idea from? And meanwhile, now she's running around hanging out with people that were mentioned on the list.
Right.
And nobody's saying nothing about that. Nobody's saying nothing about the fact that Elon Musk was in them lists and Nicki Minaj is cozying up to people who was in them lists. On them lists. But then she want to sit up there and talk about Jay-Z being on the list, but so was Elon.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's yeah. And the more, we're diving deeper and deeper and deeper into what these files, are, and how that the people that were actually doing their job and fighting to get the bad guys like they were supposed to, how they were fired for doing their job.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we got bad fish to fry. And meanwhile, I'm just sitting here looking, and the whole situation is just, it's just gonna keep on moving on. And you got Stevie J out here rewriting history on why Diddy actually got arrested. Oh, the only reason he got arrested was because he was standing up for himself against the white man, and the white man came after him, and that's why he got arrested, because he ain't even really do nothing.
Not no accountability though. Okay. All right. That's a
Well,
damn shame.
what is Stevie J gonna say with all of the illegal crap that he did right alongside him?
He ain't got nothing. He can't say nothing.
He's an accomplice. What else is he gonna say?
Hmm.
Nobody talks about that videotape where he filmed Eve and then passed it
Yeah.
out all over. Like, nobody's
Yeah.
paying attention to anything. And of course, it's perfectly okay that it happened to Eve because she's with a billionaire. Like, yeah, it's no big deal.
Hmm.
And guess what? She ain't complaining about it either. So why should anybody care?
Right.
Like, that's the wild part, is the women that no, but I'm just sitting here and I'm looking, and I'm looking at how they were able to, how Jeffrey Epstein was able to manipulate the government on that island. And then it got me thinking about Lisa Ray,
Mm. Oh, her her island connections.
because Lisa Ray was the first lady of Turks and Caicos.
Right.
And she said her husband was involved in some nefarious dealings as well. And he had a very, very, very sketchy sexual life. And Dwayne Martin was all involved. And we know that Dwayne Martin is best friends
Yep.
with Will Smith. And Will Smith was getting jiggy with Diddy. So I'm just wondering. And she said that he spent a lot of time not, with her. I wonder. I wonder. It's very interesting. But she really don't, outside of the fact that she got cheated on and embarrassed and, you know, discarded. she don't really talk much about what it was like being on that island and the responsibilities of the island. And, you know, I'm just, I'm wondering.
Mhm.
I'm wondering. Because it's too easy. It's too easy to manipulate laws on islands. It's too easy to get away with craziness on islands. Like
Yeah. Yeah.
it's too easy.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, island culture and people on islands, they're very old world and very lax on what they see. And maritime law is maritime law. You can get away with a lot of things, maritime law that you can't get away with, regular law of the land. And
Right. Right. Yeah. Yeah, it's that's a deep dive, honestly. Well, I got to get with you because we definitely need to get a hold of the George, was it the George lady?
did you hear
So
by the way, did you hear about Amanda Seals? It's funny. It's like every time she earns a little bit of my respect, she does something to trash it all over again.
what does she do now?
Well, no, she was speaking up about Jasmine Crockett, and she was speaking up for uh what's her name? Corey Bush.
Corey Bush.
Corey Bush, yeah. And I thought that was kind of cool that she did that because she was on the money with that one, and she's definitely telling the truth about Jasmine Crockett and her being secretly backed by APAC and all of that. But she just went on a limb, um talking about she don't understand why people are so worried about Cheyenne Bryant, because Cheyenne Bryant hasn't done anything to hurt anybody, and hasn't she helped people, and so what, she don't have no credentials, and she ain't done nothing to hurt nobody. And then she said it's no different than Jussie Smollett. She said Jussie Smollett, everybody was all up in arms and angry about. He didn't do nothing to hurt nobody. I'm like, wow. Like every time I gain a little bit, she a goofy. But I'm starting to also think that that's intentional. I think she's a paid disruptor.
I don't put it past her either. Yeah, because they ain't no man. Yeah, I don't put nothing past her for sure.
Because basically what you're saying is it doesn't matter if you have integrity as long as you're impactful.
Right.
And I think being impactful is one thing. Um, but without integrity, who cares if you're impactful?
Right.
Because somebody lacking integrity and being able to make an impact is a dangerous thing. That's a dangerous thing because in your opinion, you feel as though, okay, well, whatever it is that they're doing, it ain't hurting nobody that bad. It's not that big a deal. But the thing is if you keep giving people like that passes, you know, best way for me to explain this is there was I guess you can call it a parable, but it was based on the truth. There was a bridge that collapsed in India.
Hmm.
It took a lot of lives. It created a lot of destruction. It tore up the infrastructure. It set back that region of that that country for a long time. And it was wild because when they traced back the origin of what went wrong, they were able to trace it back to the genesis of the bridge being built. They have earthquakes and stuff like that over there. So they have to make sure that the struts that are put into the ground are able to not only absorb the shock, but not, you know, fall apart in the midst of a
Hmm.
shake.
Hmm.
And there was like a very, very, very crucial part of the build. And the guy who was hired to oversee the integrity of this part of the foundational build for the bridge, he had just found out that his wife had cheated on him,
Mm.
and he called out and went and got drunk.
Mm.
And so he missed work on this very important day. So they brought in his backup, and his backup wasn't like, he didn't understand the build as well as he needed to. You know what I mean? So they missed a step or two because he wasn't all the way up on the blueprints and the plan, and they were just trying to get the job done, right?
Right.
So they built the bridge, and the bridge was up for years. It operated, it worked fine. Everything was doing well. No one complained until it, fell apart that day because of the earthquake. And so when they went back to that, they're like, yo, like, if that one little step, if that guy hadn't have called out and he had a properly oversaw, the build that day, none of this had to happen.
Right.
But it did. It happened because that bridge lacked just that small bit of integrity.
Right.
And what we were meant to get from that is the smallest bit of integrity. It might not seem like a big deal in this moment, but give it time, because anything that lacks integrity, even in its smallest amount, it will break down. So we're sitting here watching these so-called, and I just find it funny that she talking about Cheyenne, she talking about Jussie, and they both light-skinned people.
Mm.
But their shame falls on all of us, you know? Because even though we're not a monolith, we get treated like we are, or at least blacks in America aren't a monolith, but we get judged as if we are a monolith. So,
Right.
which is interesting. Um, if we keep telling people it's okay, like for instance, Jesse Smollett did what he did, he got away with it, and look, you know, he got a pass. How does that not encourage somebody like Cheyenne Bryant to continue to keep her farce up? And now she's just bold with it. Like, she's out on boats in bikinis, twerking in front of the camera. Like
Mm.
she's doing the most right now, rage baiting her audience. Like, I'm living my best life, and I don't care what none of y'all say, because y'all gonna buy my book, and I done already made my money. And like, this is how she's acting, which, going out, filming herself on Instagram, eating at expensive restaurants, and pretty much just saying, fuck y'all, I got the money. Like, And it's like, ugh, this is kind of greasy. You know what I mean? Like,
Mhm.
it's kind of greasy. So, what is that doing but encouraging the next
Yeah.
grifter to go even harder and to push it even further? Like, the truth is, when it comes to this Chud the Builder guy, Myron Gaines,
Mm.
Sneeko, Nick Fuentes, people like this should be held responsible because this is what they encouraged. Like, people running around talking about, oh, freedom of speech, freedom of speech, freedom of speech, freedom of speech. But this guy ran with the narrative so much so to the point where he put bullets in someone because of what? Freedom of speech, right?
Right.
It's like our entire society is falling apart because we no longer operate with integrity. Like, we don't operate with any form of integrity at all. It's okay to be a hypocrite. It's okay to be a liar. It's okay to be a scam artist. It's okay to be a thief. It's okay to be a fool. It's okay to be a intimately irresponsible person. It's okay to be a thief. It's okay to be a grifter. Oh, you know what? It's all right to be a liar because that's my freedom of speech. Yet you can't commit perjury on the stand.
Mm.
Otherwise, it's a crime. Like, how does that work? Because either lying is bad or it's not bad. But it's wild. Like, this is just where our country is. Our country has absolutely. Huh. You know, there was an older white gentleman who I met not long ago, and spent some time with him. And exactly, Brandon. And the thing that tripped me out was he said, you know, I just was wish they would drop big boom booms on this place and get rid of us all because I don't think there's any coming back from this shithole.
Mm.
He was like, there's something wrong with people. He said, this whole country, it's a mess. And it's funny because once upon a time, that man used to be a preacher. And I said to
You know
him,
what?
he used to be a preacher. And I said to him, well, you don't have any faith in prayer anymore? He said, I prayed to God and he gave me my answer. I said, oh, really? What was that? He told me to run for cover. This place is fucked.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
That's what he said. He said he prayed to God and God told him that this place is fucked and run for cover.
Well,
I mean, when it gets to the point where you get to just casually lie and say, oh, yeah, me and Tupac used to date the same women. You know what? I have 8 degrees and they're all PhDs. Listen to me. These white guys that are dark as black sand ran up on me. Look, they tried to hang me. Like, come on.
mm.
And we got kids that have been watching all of this behavior and they're like, well, if they can do it, why can't we? I guess I don't know.
Mm.
You sound like you checking out.
I'm gonna shut it down. I'm sitting there coming through. I got I got paperwork I got to still finish up. I'm sitting over here. I decided to do this because I wanted to, just go live, and I appreciate everybody who's here. If you're not a subscriber, at least become a subscriber. I'm like a few away from 12,800,
13.
so I appreciate it.
No, listen to me. A few away from 12,800. Wait, you should have been at 20K by now.
Well, yeah,
In my opinion, you should have been at 20K by now. I don't even understand. I don't understand why people work so hard to be so difficult. I mean, but I know why. I mean, I do know why. Let me stop acting like I don't know why. I get it. But yeah, I mean, come on, y'all. Let's at least get Odell to 15K. As hard as he works, he's a
you ain't
great
gotta
producer.
you ain't gotta beg them.
I ain't
Um,
begging nobody, but ain't nothing wrong with me promoting for crying out loud. Support is support, always round. I didn't eat dinner, did you?
no, I'll skip it. I'm good. Um, yeah, no, I'm gonna go ahead and break it down, and because we got to also get the stuff ready for, you know, it's a lot of stuff that needs to be done for tomorrow, etc. All that. Was looking at what's going on with what you had with the Desiree Perez.
Huh?
Uh, it's
Should we
I
talk
guess
about
it.
that offline?
Well, yeah, we could talk about offline, but it's I guess it's doing good. You got to do the 52 fake out on these damn YouTube streets.
That's wild.
Yeah, but yeah, go ahead. You know, everybody appreciate y'all for being here again. If you're not a subscriber, please just subscribe. I'll do a lot more. I'll come on here a lot more times than I need to.
They
And
want us to be on here all day, every day. You know that. And I don't know. Maybe we should. Maybe we should be on here more. I don't know.
I think I might. I think I
No,
might.
I mean we're content creators, but we don't really do like everybody else. I mean, it's just I went from being a reactionary channel to be oh, a community channel, I guess you'd call it.
Yeah. What what's the name of that documentary you said? The AI documentary. What was it called?
The AI doc.
The AI doc. Okay, I'm gonna actually
Yeah,
look
guys, we're
into
having
that.
some really interesting AI commentary and conversations over on Patreon. Wednesday, we get back to part 2 of touring the data centers. And yeah, I think you guys want to know, like, y'all want to know what's going on. I really don't think y'all want to be left out of what's going on.
Is that
Like,
what it is? Yeah, the AI doc, or how to be, or how to, or how to become an apoc. Okay, yep, that's it.
yep.
Apocalypse. All right.
Yeah, which pretty much means doomsday prepper.
Right. Okay. Well, I think I'm about to peep this or whatever. I'm gonna log off and get
Salute
busy
to
over
you,
here
Wolfgang Amadeus, Prince among men.
for sure.
I'm glad I went to go get my hair cut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. Just saying I will yeah, I'll come back later this week. We got a whole lot of other stuff we got to get going on the other channel. But it has been a minute. I've been on here for a minute anyway. So yeah, I'm gonna check this out and I'll get back at everybody.
Peace.
All right. All right, y'all. Peace.